Hopefully you can hear it as well. Um, so there's a difference between Miriam and Deborah in the Bible, right? So you have Deborah, which is in Judges 4, and you have Miriam, which is in Numbers 12. But even from creation, right, there is a difference, or there's an instruction about what women are going to desire, right? And so this is in Genesis 4, or is it Genesis 4? No, it's Genesis 3. So, and this is the curse, right, for Eve. But it was right after when Eve gave the fruit to Adam, basically telling Adam what to do, and then he just let it happen. But so this is the curse for Eve. Verse 15 of Genesis 3. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy heel, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. So the woman's desire is going to be to rule over her husband, but the husband is going to rule over the wife, the woman. And so now the difference, so what you see is who is actually fault, like what does Miriam try to do? So now when you read in Numbers 12, she basically does this exact very thing. She tries to rule over the husbands, right? That's the curse for women. And so this is in Numbers 12, right? Because this is a bad thing. You don't want to be fulfilling this, what Miriam did. And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. And they said, Hath Jehovah indeed spoken only by Moses? Hath he not spoken also by us? And Jehovah heard it. Now the man Moses was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. And Jehovah spake suddenly unto Moses, and unto Aaron, and unto Miriam, Come out ye three unto the tabernacle of the congregation. The three came out. So what did Miriam do? And Aaron. But so both Miriam and Aaron, they came against Moses, and they're saying, like, has not God also spoken to us? Right? Because what you even see in Genesis 3, where it's Eve thinking that, basically, like, God is speaking to her, right? That, it's okay, like, what I'm doing. And then she instructs Adam based off of that. And so this is the same thing, right? You see Miriam, she's like, God's spoken to me like such and such thing, and then trying to now tell Moses what to do. Of course, you also see Aaron doing that same thing, but when you look at who was punished worse, you see who was held more at fault. And Jehovah came down in the pillar of the cloud, and stood in the door of the tabernacle, and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, Jehovah, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all my house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. In the similitude of Jehovah shall he behold. Wherefore then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? And the anger of Jehovah was kindled against them, and he departed, and the cloud departed from off the tabernacle. And behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow, and Aaron looked upon Miriam, and beheld, she was leprous. Right, so who was, like, you don't hear anything about Aaron getting punished, but you see this punishment that Miriam is receiving, right? Leprosy. So you obviously see who is punished more, who is held more at fault. And so you don't want to be fulfilling the same sort of thing where you're thinking, oh, I'm going to just come against Jehovah's servants and just say, like, oh, I'm just going to, like, instruct the men what to do. And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb. And Moses cried unto Jehovah, saying, Heal her now, O God, I beseech thee. And Jehovah said unto Moses, If her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out from the camp 7 days, and after that let her be received in again. And Miriam was shut out from the camp 7 days, and the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. And afterward the people removed from Hazarath and pitched in the wilderness of Paran. Right, so it was all about Miriam, where she was trying to teach Moses what to do, tell Moses what to do. Oh, I've heard from God what's right. Right, so when you see women pastors, they're doing exactly this, thinking that they can instruct men. And so now, when you hop over to Deborah, right, this godly woman, what did Deborah do? So this is Judges 4, right, because she's called a prophetess, and you see how in Revelation 2, where it's like there shouldn't be anybody that's like a prophetess. Well, what is it like that they're trying to do, a prophetess? It's people that are trying to do what Miriam did, right? That's Jezebel. You see what Jezebel did the same thing as Miriam, right? Trying to influence, right, Ahab. Because Ahab just falls at the whim of whatever Jezebel wants. But so this is Judges 4. And the children of Israel again did evil in the sight of Jehovah when Ehud was dead. And Jehovah sold them into the hand of Jabin, king of Canaan, that reigned in Hazor, the captain of whose host was Caesarea, which dwelt in Hashereth of the Gentiles. And the children of Israel cried unto Jehovah, for he hath had 900 chariots of iron, and 20 years he mightily oppressed the children of Israel. And Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Zebedioth, she judged Israel at that time, and she dwelt under the palm tree of Deborah, between Ramah and Bethel and Mount Ephraim. And the children of Israel came up to her for judgment. And she sent and called Barak, and the son of Abinoam, out of Kedesh Naphtali, and said unto him, Hath not Jehovah God of Israel commanded, saying, Go and draw toward Mount Tabor, and take with thee 10,000 men of the children of Naphtali and of the children of Zebulun? Right, she asked a question. She didn't just instruct Barak what to do. She asked him a question, like, hath God said this? And I will draw unto thee to the river Keshon, Caesarea, the captains of Jabin's army with his chariots and his multitude, and I will deliver him into thine hand. And Barak said unto her, If thou wilt go with me, then I will go, but if thou wilt not go with me, then I will not go. She said, I will surely go with thee. Notwithstanding, the journey that thou takest shall not be for thine honor, for Jehovah shall sell Caesarea into the hand of a woman. And Deborah arose and went with Barak to Kedesh. And Barak called Zebulun and Naphtali to Kedesh, and he went up with 10,000 men at his feet, and Deborah went up with him. How Heber the Kenite, which was of the children of Hobab, the father-in-law of Moses, had severed himself from the Kenites, and pitched his tent unto the plain of Zanim, which is by Kedesh. And they showed Caesarea that Barak the son of Abinoam was gone up to Mount Tabor. And Caesarea gathered together all his chariots, even 900 chariots of iron, and all the people that were with him. from Harosheth of the Gentiles unto the river of Kishon. And Deborah sent unto Barak, Up, for this is the day in which Jehovah hath delivered Caesarea into thine hand. Is not Jehovah gone out before thee? Right, she asked another question. So Barak went down from Mount Tabor, and 10,000 men after him. And Jehovah discomfited Caesarea and all his chariots and all his host with the edge of the sword before Barak, so that Caesarea lighted down off his chariots and fled away on his feet. But Barak pursued after the chariots and after the host unto Harosheth of the Gentiles, and all the host of Caesarea fell upon the edge of the sword, and there was not a man left. Howbeit Caesarea fled away on his feet to the tent of Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite, for there was peace between Jabin, the king of Hazor, and the house of Heber the Kenite. And Jael went out to meet Caesarea, and sent unto him, Turn in, my lord, turn in to me, fear not. And when he had turned in unto her into the tent, she covered him with a mantle. And he said unto her, Give me, I pray thee, a little water to drink, for I am thirsty. And she opened a bottle of milk, and gave him drink, and covered him. Again he said unto her, Stand in the door of the tent, and it shall be when any man doth come and inquire of thee, and say, Is there any man here? That thou shalt say, No. Then Jael, Heber's wife, took a nail of the tent, and took a hammer in her hand, and went softly unto him, and smote the nail into his temples, and fastened it unto the ground, for he was fast asleep and weary, so he died. So actually, I think the old mentions of Deborah were already gone, but everything that Deborah did, she asked questions, right? So now this is why you see Paul, he talks about in 1 Timothy 2 what women are supposed to be doing, how they're supposed to be acting, right? Because you only see Deborah's the only one that you see that's like really written of, right? You don't see many women in the Bible for a reason, right? Because they're easily swayed, and that's why even Paul calls them the weaker vessel. Let's see here. And that's why you always have, you always hear men are not swayed by their emotions that much, but then women are. So this is 1 Timothy 2, starting at verse 9. In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefaced, not wearing makeup and sobriety, not with broidered hair, or gold, or pearls, or costly array. And the whole point of that, it's right, so they don't influence other people, right? They don't, of course, it's also not coveting, but it's also part of it's not influencing other people to do this and do that, right? Not influencing men. But, right, so this is what you're supposed to adorn with. But which becometh women professing godliness, with good works, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was